Wizard. Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, hey guys. What's going on? I'm getting the AC compressor out of this Murcielago. We diagnosed this in a previous video. It has a leaking AC compressor. I got to get it out of there so we can send it off and have it rebuilt. Quite a lot of stuff has to come out to get to this, to the accessories. The exhaust, this top valance right here, the heat shield. Quite a big job. As you can see, I'm enjoying it. I really enjoy working on these. I know you guys see the tractor in the background. I'm not too sure why Crazy D has that in here. I guess Lamborghini used to make tractors, but I don't know much about tractors. I really don't get into tractors really, but there's someone who does. You've seen him on some of my videos, Crazy D. He actually sells this stuff, and he's been selling it very well. So he actually has his own channel now, Crazy D's Equipment. There'll be a link below in the video that you can click and go visit his channel. You guys ought to go check it out. Let's take a little break from the Lambo and let's talk about Mercedes-Benz's. Okay guys, so here I sit beside a couple of Mercedes. I thought I'd go over, from my experience working in the shop for years, working on various models of Mercedes. If I were in the market today to buy one, what are some of the ones that I would purchase and some of the ones that I would avoid? Maybe you might read in magazines and get different varying opinions or different and say, well, that doesn't match this or that. But this is just my opinion, my decisions that I've made over the years from what I've seen. So we'll start with, there's 5 different classes we're going to go over, and 2 cars in each class, one not to buy and one to buy. So we'll start in the Sport or SL class. And the one you're not going to want to buy is the 89 to 02 SL series, which would be the SL320, SL500. And I mean, the engine and transmission are pretty decent on those, but the real killer of the deal on those is the convertible top. I've done 7 sets of those. They're hydraulic. There's 11 little hydraulic cylinders all throughout the car that operate the top. And when one fails, they all start failing. They literally can spray you in the face with hydraulic fluid and just drench you. And it gets all over the car, it gets in your carpet, it gets on your clothes. And when that happens, you're looking at $2,500, $3,000, depending on what all needs to be done, as much as $4,000 to get all that done. And you're getting pretty close to the value of the car just to fix the convertible top. So if it's already been done, maybe that might be something you can look at, but if it hasn't, that's a car you want to run away from in the sport category. The one that you would like to purchase in that category is the 2008 to 2011 SL550. This is after they've had issues with the 550 engine with timing chain and timing gears and things of that nature. There's some issues there, and they start to get that fixed in these years. There's lots of upgrades to the interior, the convertible top. It's a much better package, a much better vehicle. In that category, that would be the one I would definitely go look at and definitely buy without too much equivocation. So the next category we're going to look at is the C-Class Mercedes. If you're in that range, looking at a kind of a budget Mercedes, really, you're not looking to spend a whole gob of money, but you still want to buy Mercedes-Benz. The one you wouldn't want to buy is the 2000 to 2007 C230. It's kind of really of an entry-level car, and it's, as you've probably heard Hoovy mention in some of his videos, really the C-Class, he calls it the cheap class. The interiors on those are really bad. They have issues with the engines, and I actually just had one in the shop not too long ago. The turbo's shot on it. It's going to cost more to fix it than the car's worth. I mean, they really don't hold much value as they are, so that would be one that I would avoid. There are lots of little things break on them. They're cheaply made. They really are pretty cheaply made. That's how you can get them cheap. So in that class, if you're going to buy one anyways, the 2008 to 2014 C300. There's lots of upgrades. It's a better engine. The interior has better qualities. In those years, they really have upgraded the quality and the workmanship, the build quality, materials, things of that nature. It's really a lot better car. If you are in the market for a C-Class, that's the direction you need to go. Those would be one of the ones you'll be happy with. I've serviced several in here, and they run strong. They do pretty good. The next class we're going to look at is the E-Class, and those are going to be mid-range sedans. They're going to be where you don't want to spend so much as an S-Class, but you don't want a cheap class, C-Class either. You're kind of in the middle range. The one that you don't want is the 2007-2009 E550. They have issues with the engine, the timing chain, timing gears that fail, and it just trashes the engine. Then it's time for a new motor. And when you go to replace it with a new motor, you're just going to spend more, not as much, but more than the car is worth. They had a lot of trouble with those. If you catch it in time and get it fixed, actually not a bad car, but it's a gamble. It's kind of, it really would be too big of a risk for me that I would want to take. So,
Car Wizard, could they have the timing chain fixed? Is that economical?
if they were to buy one that's running, it doesn't have the check engine light with the codes that pertain to that, then they could get those items fixed. It's still going to be expensive. You're going to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on the car. You're going to spend $2,000 on getting that fixed. So is that worth it to you? That'd really be your call, but I would say no. The one you would want to buy in that class, in the E-Class, would be 2003, 2006 E500. The engines are bulletproof, so are the transmissions. No trouble at all. Very, very good engines. There's a lot less of the gadgets and things to go wrong. There's still some gadgets in the E-Classes. They're very nicely appointed, but there's not going to be as many as an S-Class. If you're in that range and you're looking for one of those, that's really what you want to look for, an E500 03 to 06. You'll be very pleased with one of those. The next class we're going to look at is the S-Class. If you want top-of-the-line sedan, you're looking for all the gadgets, all the gizmos, all the creature comforts. The S-Class is where you need to be. So the one you don't want to buy is actually closely in the range of a car I just had. I had an 04 S430 and it was in very good shape, but I just got rid of it and traded it for another vehicle, and we'll be taking a look at that vehicle that I traded it for in the next video. You guys are going to like it. It's a really cool car. But if you're in the range of 98 to 2003 S430, you really want to run as fast as you can. If you don't fix your own cars, if you don't do your own work and have access to parts at a reasonable price, it's really going to be a nightmare for you. These are the years where they crammed so much electronics and modules and gadgets and things in there, and when one fails and then this don't work and that don't work, and it costs, I mean, the price escalates so fast, you're way past what the car is worth in no amount of time. So those are one of the ones you really, in the S-Class range, you really don't want to look at. I happen to have the one I had. It was in very good shape, and I fixed my own cars, so it was worth it for me. The ones you would want to buy in the S-Class is 2009 to 2013 S550. Again, this is in the range starting in 2009 when they fixed a lot of the issues with the timing chain and timing gear and things in the 550 engine. So you're not going to have to worry about that. Those bugs are worked out. They're going to be a lot more reliable. It's going to be more up to date. The styling is going to be more up to date. And the thing that's really cool is you can buy one of these for the price of a new Honda Accord and have top-of-the-line luxury. As I said, they're fairly reliable. So if you're looking for an S-Class, 09 to 13, that's what you need to be looking for. And the final category that we're going to look at today would be the M-Class and the GL class. This is the SUVs that Mercedes makes. And one of the ones you don't want to buy is 2007, 2009, 10, around that range, GL 550. Those, again, are going to have the timing chain issues, timing gear. They're going to have the issues that destroys the motor. And you're also going to have air suspension, which can be complicated and expensive to fix, and a whole lot more gadgets. It's going to be set up like an S-Class, basically. It's going to have lots of gadgets in it. And in those years, and you're dealing with an engine issue that you may need to get a new engine, don't do it. Final category we're going to look at, the ones to buy. Mrs. Wizard has one, a 2011 ML350. It's been a very good car, really no trouble at all. The ones you do want to buy in this category, the SUV category, would be 2011 to 2019 ML350 or ML550. Those are going to have the bugs worked out of the engine. They don't have air suspension, so you have just coil springs. You don't have to worry about fixing airbags and valve blocks, compressors, and all these things that can go out. They're expensive. They're very reliable, and a lot of the bugs are worked out from the previous generation, and really, really a good car. If you're looking for an SUV, I really recommend a Mercedes SUV, that is, the ML350 or 550, again, 2011 to 2019. you're really going to be pleased with it. Those are good cars. I would almost equate them up there getting there with quality with Honda. They really are good. That kind of ends our Mercedes Comparo, and I hope it helps you if you're in the market for one of those. It might help you make a decision. Again, in the next video, you're going to see the car I purchased. And don't forget to click the link for Crazy D's equipment at the bottom. You need to go check him out. Check into the future on these videos that we're doing. We're going to be doing more comparison videos like this over time. And also on the Cadillac, the Fleetwood Slowham. We just got a bunch of parts, and in here this summer, we're going to start installing them, and we're going to have updates on that. I've had kind of a lull lately because the guy that's helping me do it, he's actually a high school kid. He's wanting to learn how to do some of this stuff. He's actually very good at it. So again, in any of the videos that you've seen, if you see any tools, just like the previous video that I used that you'd like to have, check out our Amazon affiliates page. If you want a sweatshirt or a coffee mug, decals, we have those for sale too. Click the link below. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button below, and you can look forward to many more cool Wizard videos in the future.
Hey, Car Wizard, get back to work. You got more work to get done.
Yeah, I better get that Lambo done. I got to get the compressor out. I better get to it. Thanks for watching, guys.